Are we live, Liz? Yes.
You are live.
Okay. So we'll give everybody a few minutes to click on the link and get on here. So if you're already on here and you're live, can you give us a quick comment to let us know that you're here? And on the comments, put your name as well so we'll know who you are. Okay, I see Liz.
Michelle is there. Sure.
I see Michelle. Hi, Michelle.
Hey, everybody. This is so cool.
It is so cool. I thought I could actually go live inside the
Hey, Rhonda Carpenter.
I thought we could actually go live inside the 28th event itself, but we couldn't.
I see red on you, Rhonda. Rhonda, I don't see your face. Oh, Tammy, you've got your jacket on. I need to put my jacket
I have my director suit on.
Isn't that so good?
Isn't it pretty?
Yes, I love it. I need to go put mine on. I had mine on this morning for the red jacket thing.
Since I don't know if we have any guests on here or not, but I'm fixing to hold on just a second.
Rhonda, then no fair. You put your camera on. I see you. Stephanie, have you gotten your test results back?
She did. She was negative.
I'm negative. Yeah, we're all good. We're having to actually go back down there to Ruston. So
you're coming to Ruston?
Yes.
When?
Today.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, we had an unfortunate event that we are having to attend. So
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right.
Hey, Kim, can you check your phone right quick? I sent you something. And I will be right back. What?
Okay, sounds good. Okay, ladies, I don't know if you can hear or see me. Can you? Someone put a comment in. Oh, wait. I think we're fixing to be live in 3, 2, 1. Okay. First of all, I just want to tell y'all how excited I am to debut and have you as an Offspring unit. And so we have Rhonda in here supporting us, although she's not showing us her beautiful face. So I'm excited. Huh? Michelle just put here. Michelle, can you hear us? Okay, perfect. Okay. So I wanted to just take a minute and tell you how proud I am of all of you, and don't know how to change the camera. That's okay. Right. And what true champions each of you are. As you come through this time of qualification with Tammy, it is amazing to watch how you have grown and come to know and to love each other. And Stephanie, we don't know you, but we love you from afar. And I just feel like that we have a bond connection between all of us. And so I believe that we have 2 people here that are going to tell us a little bit about their journey in Mary Kay. So I'm going to turn that over. I don't know if Stephanie's going first or Liz is going first. Who's going first?
You go ahead, Liz.
Hey everyone. All right. So y'all, I'm so excited. This is gonna mark, so this is what, 6 years that I've been in Mary Kay. All with Tammy each time that we've been on this wonderful journey. And I'm gonna tell you what I love about Mary Kay is that it meets you where you're at. And what I mean by that is you could be just looking for something for a discount. You could be looking for something just as your me time, as your like, hey, this is my girl time. Or it could be, this is your make it or break it. Like, this is what's going to be income for your family. And the other part of that is the women meet you where you're at too. And so I've never, like, whenever I grew up, I wasn't ever like a girlfriend type. I was always with the boys. Like, I always hung out with the boys. I was more comfortable with the boys. And so having such an amazing group of women that truly support you and meet you where you're at and are there for you, and you know that you could call them at 11 o'clock at night and be like, I need you to pray for me, and they're going to do that. And so I love that not only Mary Kay meets you where you're at, but your sisters in Mary Kay meet you where you're at. So, and that's what I've found in this group with Tammy, because she's been with me through the hobby, through the, I need to make this quick cash. These are my goals. This is what I'm trying to do. And she's even like dealt with my Lizisms of the very, very creative moments that I go through because I want to do all the things and life is crazy, and she just kind of bears with me through that. So I just appreciate it. But that's what I love about Mary Kay is, you have that outlet of support from women who are not only encouraging you, but they're there to support you through your growth and development. And there's things that I learned in Mary Kay that's translated over into my corporate career that I've been able to use. And I can see even since joining Mary Kay 6 years ago, before my baby was born, my first one, I've seen a tremendous lift in my confidence, just in myself and who I am as a woman, and more importantly, who I am as a wife and a mom, and what I envision for them, and how I tackle my goals and how they tackle their goals. And now I'm rambling, but that's some of the beauty that comes from Mary Kay. You just gain so many benefits from it, from friends to confidence to growth and development. And I'm so excited that I'm here once again with one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, Miss Tammy Davenport, as we debut this wonderful Women of Hope unit. And so I'm so super excited. And I think I see Tammy over there. She is here, but she is so wonderful. She is so wonderful, and we have such a great group, and I cannot wait to see where the future takes us in Mary Kay. So
well, I'm going to brag on Liz, so I'm going to follow her before we start with Stephanie. Are you finished, Liz, or did you have something else you want to say?
I'm good. I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going to just share a little bit about just how I got to know Liz, which is really, and I know she won't mind me sharing. It's just us girls, but years ago, well, I'll say years ago, not that many years ago, but anyway, years ago, I joined a company in the corporate world. And when I first came into that certain branch, Liz was in one of the offices. I did not know her, had never met her, and she was crying. And I was like, oh my goodness, what have I got myself into? This girl's one of the girls here is crying. But in the corporate world, we do face, there are some strenuous times with goals. There's things about it that I do love my banking career, by the way. So I'm not spreading any negativity on that. But that's how we met. I was walking around the branch, and they thought I was an auditor. They didn't know I was a new employee, so that was kind of funny. But we met, and then we worked together for years there at the bank, and never really got to work together, but knew of each other and went to events and meetings and things like that together as co-managers. So That's how I got to know her. She's very successful in her banking career. Liz loves people. And that was one of the things that drew me to her with the Mary Kay opportunity was I knew she loved the part of banking that we do that's about changing lives. What can we do to make somebody's life better? What can we do to change something? So I watched that in her and I saw that. And that's what drew me to her. So Liz fought me kicking and screaming the whole way, but she eventually became part of our family. And she absolutely does love the company now and loves everything about it. And I've loved to see her grow. So that's how I got to know Liz. And I do just, if I step away for a minute, I'm just going to be very transparent. I do have health conditions, which makes this Mary Kay world so much easier for me than it does in my other job. So it's really difficult there. But that's one of the great things that we do here is when our kid falls down the stairs like Liz did the other night, things happen. We are just in our own little pink bubble and we can just adjust and move with the flow. So I meant to give her a little bit of intro. So that's kind of the follow. The next guest is going to be Miss Stephanie. And Stephanie, the way I have no idea how I know Stephanie. It's from the social network.
Panorama Mascara.
Yes, it's from the virtual world. She was my friend on Facebook, and neither one of us know how, but we became friends on Facebook, and she had reached out to me about another company that she was involved in at one time. And so anyway, I reached back out to her and said, pretty much, hey girl, if you'd rather make 50% instead of 15%, let's have a conversation. She was a little hesitant. And then she ended up buying a mascara from me and didn't even like the mascara at first. So, it was like, okay, well, that's okay because I'm still going to get this girl. So, anyway, I say that to let you know that don't give up on somebody because Stephanie, I have watched her blossom. Like, she can give you she's going to tell you a little bit about herself before she started Mary Kay and then how she feels now. And I've seen it. I have got to watch it. And it's like if you are a mother, then it is truly like watching your baby born. That's what I compare it to with her and Liz both. It's like watching them born. Like it is amazing to see how much they've grown, how much they've changed, and how much they continue to grow in this company. So I'm going to stop rattling and turn it over to Stephanie. I'm going to let you share your story, Stephanie.
All right. Hi. You just crack me up so much. It's just too much fun. Sorry to disappoint in the mascara. I'm sorry. But that did not stop me from using the products. And I absolutely love the skincare. As y'all can see, I'm not wearing any makeup. But I am so confident now in my skin that I don't care. I will go bare skin because I'm very, very confident now in my skin. So before I started Mary Kay earlier this year in 2020, right? Oh my gosh, 2020 was a nightmare to begin with for us. We had our little girl in February, and then afterwards, I was in the hospital with a stroke. So it was very, very scary for us and our family. And then after that, I think I just went down into a deep hole, and I was just like wanting to spend every second with my babies that I could, and not wanting to get out. I just went into just a self separation from the world kind of thing. And I didn't talk to people. I wasn't in there. I was just like, I need to be with my kiddos. And so I was just on Facebook or something, and I was like, oh, I need some mascara or something. And I think Tammy reached out to me. I can't remember who reached out to who, but we were friends on Facebook. And so I was reached out to how it happened. I got the mascara. So that's how that happened. and so we just started talking, and she just was like, she was complimenting me, telling me how beautiful I am. And first of all, that just made me feel great, especially just after having a baby. You know, you always need to hear those sweet words. And so I was just very, you know, like, oh, this is so nice. And then she started telling me about the company, just kind of gradually, you know, moving into it a little bit. And then I was just really hesitant. I was scared. And I love to tell this to everyone because our little tradition with me and my son, he goes to therapy. And so I get to take him to therapy and do all the things with him that a mom can do while being in Mary Kay and doing what I do. So flexible. But after his therapy appointments, we go to Chick-fil-A. He always gets an ice cream. And he'll get some chicken or something. He always wants chicken, Sprite, and ice cream. He always says the same three things. But right in front of me in the line that very day that made me change my mind was a pink Cadillac. So I was like, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. A pink Cadillac sitting right in front of me in the Chick-fil-A line. And I was just so like, Tammy, are you kidding me? And I sent her a picture. She was like, girl, this is a sign. This is a sign. And then I talked to Kim, and it was just like, after that, it was just a done deal. I was like, okay, I'm taking the leap and I'm going to do it. And right then I just jumped into it and, you know, just not a care in the world. I was like, okay, I'm doing this. And so I started it up and I was like doing my lives and everything, watching videos. I mean, learning from Mary Kay, all of the learning that we have, the color confidence and stuff that it teaches you about the products. Not only that we just don't show you these products, it actually teaches you the details about the products that we use. So that's great. And it's just free training. Everything we have is with Mary Kay that we learn. And I love that. I love all the training that we have and the support from these women that I've gotten. I mean, in the middle, like Liz said, you know, you could message them at 11 o'clock at night or whatever time during the day. And they're like answering any questions that you may have. And I'm telling you, I had a ton, but they were all there to help me out in any way possible. And I've just, you know, had such a great time learning. And now versus before I started, now I have purpose. I have confidence. I have girlfriends and I'm not afraid to reach out and talk to people. And it's just opened the door for so many more things. I've become a better mom, a better wife. It's just helping all around. And so I'm very, very thankful for everything that this Pink Bubble has to offer for us. So that's my story. So thank you, Tammy, for reaching out to me, or however that happened. I still don't know.
Well, thank you for sharing, Stephanie.
You are so welcome.
And yes, Stephanie, I don't really know how it all went back and forth either. We do live in a very busy world, so but we were going back and forth and we were communicating quite often. And she decided to join us. She did a visit with Kim. Kim has been a really big part of this unit being able to succeed. She is my senior sales director. And so she visited with Stephanie. Stephanie decided to join us, and Stephanie has just, like I said, she has just blossomed. I wish all of you could just hop on and see one of her lives, one of hers and one of Liz's. They both, I learned so much from them. That is the beauty of this, is that I'm their leader, but yet I learned so much from them as well. So we just all learn from each other. But I'll kind of briefly just talk about that. That piece right there is kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today, is that is probably, I would say, my number one thing that I enjoy most about my Mary Kay Pink Bubble. So there are several different things that you can enjoy about being a part of something like this. And yes, we do make good money. Kim drives she just won her pink Cadillac, and I think I forget how many she's won. She'll tell y'all when she starts talking. But she just won another pink Cadillac. And so, yeah, there's lots of rewards, prizes, things like that, money. All that is wonderful. Because we've all got to have money to get going, right? So that's a given. But the personal growth is the most beautiful thing that we have in this company. What Stephanie and Liz both talked about. It makes us a better mom. It makes us a better wife. It makes us a better friend. It just makes us, if we have something for us, and often as women, that's what we do is that's just our nature, you know, take care of the kids, take care of the house. If we work, we're doing even more than that. So what do we do for ourselves? And so I would, if I never made another dime in Mary Kay, I would never leave this company because of the friendships, because of the personal growth. Years ago, when I first got married, I was afraid to order pizza over the telephone. Although my husband can tell you that's the only thing I did know how to do as far as food. If he asked what we were having for dinner, I was like, Domino's, because I don't like to cook. But I would say Domino's, and then he would say, we'll call and place the order, which now with this new world we live in, we can hide behind all that and we can just get it on the app and put it in, you know. But back then you had to pick up the phone. And so I didn't like doing that. So becoming a part of a company like Mary Kay gave me the courage and the strength to do that, to make those conversations, to start up that what we call warm chatter with people. I would not know Kim if it wasn't for Mary Kay. I would not know Stephanie if it wasn't for Mary Kay. Michelle, I wouldn't know you if I didn't know Stephanie. So therefore, how did that start? Years ago with Mary Kay Ash creating the company. Liz, I would know you, but I would not be close to you. And since we've worked apart in two different places for probably the last 5 or 6 years, would I even still be communicating with you today? So things like that, when I look at my Mary Kay Pink bubble, that's why I do this. I kind of heard, I had stepped away, but I could hear a little bit of Liz's story too, where she talked about girlfriends and friendships. And I can tell you, like, I always hung out with the guys too. Like, girls were drama. They were just drama. And so it was just so much easier for me to be friends with the guys because they just didn't expect anything. Even at work, whenever I hire somebody, I don't hire a guy over a female. I go by the qualifications. But boy, am I excited when I've got some males in the branch because they just make life easier. But in Mary Kay, that is where I've got to experience those girlfriends, because I do have friends here and there. And, you know, I hear where they play bunco or they do this or that. That is not me. I just don't do all that kind of stuff. So this is my friends. Mary Kay is my friends. They're my sisters. And that's why I do what I do. So if you are out there watching and you're a customer, and if you have a day that goes by that you just think, what in the world do I do for me? Like, what is it out there that I do for myself? Then think about that. If it's not Mary Kay, what could it be? What could you join? What could you be a part of that you could have something for you? Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else. So in order for us to be better people, better friends, better wives, better moms, better grandmothers, in order for us to be able to do those things well, we have to take care of ourselves. So I'm going to, after that, I think I've kind of just, I don't know, what is it called? Yacked too much or a lot, but that's what I wanted to let you know. You all wanted to share with you my story of my why. And of course, you know, in the beginning, it was just, oh, well, I can get a discount on the products, or I might be able to make an extra $100 a month. That extra $100 a month has turned into a lot more financially. And then even without the finances, it's turned into so much more with the personal growth piece. So that's my why. And sometimes when you get in Mary Kay, your why changes. You might get in for one reason and then end up there's something else that you find from it. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Kim and let her talk for just a little bit. And if you have questions, you can be commenting over in the comment and we'll try to get to them.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you I see sun beaming through. Let me
It's just adding some sparkle, Miss Kim.
just add some sparkle, sister. Okay. I want to thank you all for being on here today, because your time here today is taken away from something else. So obviously you've seen the importance of us meeting together. So I want to share with you just a little bit of snippet about how I came into the company and why I mean, look, my blood runs pink, and just be carrying me away in pink, because I am so grateful, and I want to put this thought in your mind, and then I'm going to give you a chance to share one thing in your life that has been a positive since you've joined Mary Kay. Because I think we have Stephanie, who's new, Rhonda, Michelle, of course, Liz told us some things of hers. Is Amanda a guest, or is she a consultant?
Amanda is a consultant.
Okay. So whether you've been in a minute or whether you've been in, like me, forever and a day, I have been in since 1997. That's 23 years, going into 24 in February. And I'm going to take these off. I see a reflection. So now I can't see you, but maybe you can see me. But I am so grateful for saying yes to this opportunity. I'm not real analytical, but I might have been one that you would not have offered the opportunity to. So what I want to talk to you about is don't prejudge people. Give them an opportunity to say yes or no. It's not up to us what they say. It's just up to us to share the word and to offer. So I met Pam, who actually gave me this opportunity and a chance to join at a Christmas party. Now listen, when we met, that was our first meeting. I had been on another skincare line for 17 years, mother of 7. Yes, 7. Married. I had a full-time job at an OBGYN clinic. And then at night, my husband would meet me there, and we were the janitors there. How many, just raise your hand, would have said, oh, she doesn't have time for this? How many would have honestly just marked me off your list? Thank God Pam had learned and trained under her mother, Ruby Garner. Now, let me just tell you how God works. So Ruby, who can work circles around anybody on my screen, is nearing 87. She did our training this morning on an event that directors and red jackets were on. And so I'm going to share with y'all a little bit about that training in a minute. But Ruby told Pam was not going to come to that Christmas party. She was engaged, and it was a Christmas party for her fiance. But Pam's father was in the hospital. And Ruby said, Pam, just go. I'm fine here at the hospital. Who knows, you may meet your next director there. Well, guess who was there? It was me. Now, this was in December of 1996. So we fast forward to January. Pam calls, offers me an appointment. I book it. I had to cancel it. Guess what? I booked another one. I had to cancel it too. It wasn't because I didn't want to. It was because something genuinely came up. So I tell you this story to tell you it's not about you. It's not about me. Let it be about the person. Don't take it personally if someone says no. If I offer you a piece of gum, do you want it? Yes, you don't. Great. That hasn't affected me in any way. If someone turns you down in your business, it doesn't affect you either way. They say yes, the blessings are going to be mounted upon them and you too. But it's not up to us. Take God as your business partner, and then what comes of it is up the Lord and up to them. It's not up to us. So I'm very thankful that Pam went to the party. I'm very thankful that she didn't say, oh gosh, all those kids, all that, she's so busy, I'll never book her. But guess what? The third time she called, I met, we had an appointment, I had a facial, I never bought anything retail. She told, it was at a guest event. At that time we met, in a group setting. I was like, oh, I have a question. I have a question. I have a question. Every time you ask a question, you get a ticket. She sent me home with some more information. The next day I joined the company. I am not real analytical. I thought, this is in the English language. I can read. I have a good work ethic, and I am teachable. So if you are those three things, there is absolutely nothing that can stop you in your journey but you. We all are going to have bumps along the way. 5 years into my journey, breast cancer, double mastectomy, 34 rounds of chemo, 8 rounds of totally healed, 8 rounds of chemo, 34 radiation. I'm not telling you that to feel sorry for Kim. I am fine. I'm telling you that at that time, I had so much love and so many girlfriends, and I had mentored so many women in my unit in Mary Kay that during that time, and if you've ever known anybody that's been sick or had a diagnosis or anything like that, they have to stop and take care of themselves. My unit, without me being at the helm, earned another pink Cadillac for me to drive. I went with a little bald head and a hat on to pick up a Cadillac. So it doesn't matter. We get paid in Mary Kay on the work we do today over and over and over and over and over again. It is amazing. But so many people stop right before the yes. So many people get so frustrated. This is in life. They're like, they just give up. So if I could tell you one thing, just stay consistent in your business. Do what I'm going to tell you something that I was taught 23 years ago. Ruby Garner told us that again today. And if you've got something to write with, and if you don't, get your smartphone out and take a note. It's called 3 + 3 + 3. This is an activity to do every week in your business. 3 appointments per week. Now, those used to be group appointments. This can be having 3 or more on a virtual event. It can be handing out a sample and following up with it. It's not like handing out cotton candy. 3 group appointments a week, $300 in new, all capitalized, NEW, $300 a week in new sales. Reorders are just our cream of the crop. That's just the icing on the cake. And then 3 interviews a week. 3 people that we reach out to and follow up with interviews. $300 a week in sales. Guess what you do? You put part in your pocket. If you're on a profit level inventory, if you have 3,600 wholesale or above on your shelf, Mary Kay calls that a profit level inventory. If you do not, then you need to reinvest that whole 300 back into your inventory until you get to that 3,600. Then start paying yourself. And if there's any way you can do that and make that happen this month, that's what you need to do. Okay, once you're there, then you've got that $300. Guess what? You're going to put part in your pocket, part to reorder product. If you do that consistently every week, you're going to have $600 for your family and $600 for your wholesale order. What does a $600 wholesale order consistently get you? A star consultant. That brings you to a star each quarter. Now, I'm going to tell you this, and this is not a brag about me, but it is just what consistent work does for you. I joined this company in February of 1997. I have never missed being a star consultant, ever. I have almost 100 stars in my ladder. Did I work really, really hard when I was sick undergoing all that? Absolutely not. But guess what? That's when my reorders, my reorders alone made me a star consultant. So we all know that life happens. I'm not here to bring you doom and gloom because, I mean, if we've all lived on this planet long enough, life happens. But what you want to do is you want to be prepared when life happens. And so work while you've got the health, work while you've got the opportunity, and you will not believe what comes from your consistent work. How many on here think that if you adopted the 3 + 3 + 3 rule, that would just ignite your business? I'm putting my glasses on. How many believe that? Absolutely. Yay, I love Liz, me. 3 group appointments, 300 in new sales, and 3 interviews. Okay? The next thing I want you to ask yourself is, what am I telling myself? Maybe on here you heard, well, that was easy for her to do, but they weren't in a pandemic. Or maybe you heard, Kim knew a lot of people. Or maybe you heard, well, that's for her, but I could never do that. We are responsible for what we put in here. So you have to ask yourself, what story am I telling myself? Am I telling the positive or the negative? Is my glass half full or half empty? This business works when you do. This business does not work if you sit on the couch and eat bonbons all day. Although I've eaten bonbons. So you have to be willing to be a self-starter. And I tell you what, I love what this gives me. So I'm willing to do this. I love the freedom. I love the flexibility. And so I will forever be grateful for this opportunity and how it has changed my life. It has changed my family's life. It is, and whoever. And I just, on our call this morning, looked at Ruby, who's almost 87, and none of us would be here without her because it all came from her line. And the first thing she said was, you always have to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, then you're going to end up somewhere and you're like, well, I don't know how I got here, but okay. Some days a diamond, some days a stone. But you have to have a goal and you have to track it. You know, if your goal is to be a star consultant or to have 300 in sales this next week, you can't wake up next Saturday and say, oh, I've sold a mascara. You have to track it. So you have to put 300 and then take it down every time you make a sale and see what you have left. You can't send out all 3 interviews on the 5th day and expect to get them all back. So what are you telling yourself? And what are you willing to do? Because God will bless your activity, but we got to give him something to bless. Oh, God, bless my business. Bless my business. Well, okay, let's give you something to bless, Lord. Come on now. So I want you to all in one sentence, and we're going to start. We'll start with whoever you want to, Liz. Put them on the screen a minute, and I want you to tell me one thing, how your life has changed for the better since Mary Kay.
You're muted.
I just unmuted you. Well, I thought.
Oh, sorry. I was unmuted. My babies were over there screaming. One thing that has changed my life for the better, I'm just more confident. That's me.
Yes, you are, and I
confident.
see it all over. Okay, next.
Oh, she's muted. Hold on. I need to unmute you.
You got it?
There you go.
Okay. first and foremost, I think my friendship with Kim is my most cherished thing that I have from the Mary Kay world. It came to me at a time that I didn't even know what was going to be happening 6 months later. And she has been there and just developing the friendships and having the support of other Christian women is what
I
I
love you.
have gained from this. I love you too.
All right, Michelle, you're on.
Go, Michelle.
Oh, she's muted. Hang on.
Very long, but what I've gotten from it so far is I don't take things so personal anymore. I've always been bad about that, and so having to hear no a lot. Before it would have just like sent me into depression, but now I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this. If you don't want the products, it's your loss. I love them and I'm going to use them, and so I don't let it bother me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my thing.
Thank you.
Oh, I didn't mean to pull me into a solo. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Hey. So I'm going to share 2 things really quick. So I talked a little bit about the sisterhood. That's probably my most favorite thing. But then the second time around, I want to share with y'all my favorite thing so far. And that is the way that we speak to ourselves and the things that we allow to speak life into our lives. And that is a result of Miss Kim and Tammy for sure, for giving me a few what I call whoopings, where now every time I hear negativity or like I start to speak things a certain way to myself that's not positive or pleasing, like I've learned to kind of hear it and then I choose to turn it around. And every time I hear it, I hear Miss Kim in my head, y'all. She goes, "Girl, sister, that's negative. We don't speak that. Do you hear how you're talking to yourself? We don't do that." And so now at work, in my corporate job, we have things that creep in that make us negative during the day. And so I'll hear someone and I'll be like, Miss Kim was here. She'd get you. I'm grateful that, we keep each other accountable. So
I love that.
Okay, back to me. I'm going to say the one thing that I'm most grateful for is all of you. Just watching you is what makes this all worth it. For us to debut as a unit during a pandemic is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That in itself, when everybody out there right now is looking for what's going wrong, we're involved in something that we're looking at what's going right and what can we do with this. Go Google the lipstick theory. It's true. Sometimes you can go on Google and you got cancer or you got this or you got that or whatever. Google's real good about scaring you half to death. But if you will go look on Google at the lipstick theory, it's true. And you're involved in a company right now that can withstand a pandemic because we do have all the tools. We have all the support we need. I will tell you, because I do believe it's only consultants on here, but Kim posted a video, and be logical about your business right now because we are in a pandemic. So don't lead with fear right now. If you don't have a full inventory on your shelf, that is something you really need to think about. Get yourself to the 3,600, not because we're begging you to do orders, but because they're running out of products. And it's because they are a corporate company and they have to abide by the legal standards, and they have people that are going out left and right on quarantine. So they're short staffed. So It is what it is. If we have the product on our shelf, then we can be our own website. If the customer tries to go online and order the product and it's not available because it's out of stock, guess who has it? You. So make sure that your shelves are securely stocked. So that's just a tip. And believe in yourself, period, whether we're in a pandemic or not. Do not lead by fear. I get smacked by Kim too. Just so you know, Kim, I get whoopings too. But yeah, that's Ruby. She gets whoopings by Ruby. Now, y'all, let me tell you,
that's a big whooping.
that's some big whoopings. When I first met Ruby, I don't think all of you know her, but I have been blessed to know her. And she is 87 years old, and she don't play. And when I first spent some time with Kim, it's funny because Kim was like, "Girl, you act like Ruby," and I was like, "That's a good thing."
That's a good thing.
But Ruby, if she went through the drive-through to pick up a deposit or make a bank deposit or whatever, she was going to talk to that person at the drive-through and why wasn't they wearing Mary Kay? And she just asked them, "Girl, what's on your face? Why are you not wearing Mary Kay? What's wrong with you?" But she is, I think, she's won, 19 pink Cadillacs, Kim? Yeah.
She's always true. Yes.
Yes. 87 years old, still driving a free car. Is that not amazing? And yeah, just, her daughter's driving a free pink Cadillac. Her granddaughter's driving a free car. So you ones with baby girls, look what you have to grow your daughters up in. Work fast. That's I can't say that enough. It's kind of like, I think I posted something the other day about somebody running a race. So you think about somebody that's running a race, they can't stop. They can't just sit down for a little bit or they're going to get way behind. Now they can pace themselves, when they're trying to win the race. They can't kill themselves. They can pace themselves and slow the run down, but they're still running. They're still moving. They're still going if they're going to make it to the finish line. So that's one of the things that go fast, because we do get tired. Oh my gosh. We have kids, we have jobs, we have all kinds of things going on. I'm trying to move. I got a list a mile long. I told Kim, I don't tell all y'all everything that's going on, but it's a list a mile long. But you have to keep moving toward the finish line. And then when you get there, start another race so that you're always moving towards a goal. You're always after something to better yourself. Don't ever slow down.
I will tell you what Miss Ruby would say. You complete one goal, she said, "What's next?
What's next?"
What's next?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's next? I'm telling you. And, she has an income that is incredible. I didn't mean to take this over, Tammy, but
you're good. You're good.
Ruby and what's next? Our company provides financial security, and that is so important. Nobody's going to lay us off. Nobody's going to put us down. We're a recession-proof business. Alcohol, tobacco, and cosmetics are the things that survive a Great Depression. And we don't know where or what's happening tomorrow, but we know that if we have our business and we treat it like a business, it will pay you like a business. It will pay you like one. And I don't know about you, but financial security, and to have that, is priceless. To be able to write a check, not based on what's in your checkbook, but what's in your heart. And so that's what you can have with this business. And you can have it whether you're single, whether you're married, whatever you want. You just get with your director and tell her how much you want to make. And there is an activity that gets you there. My first year in this business, I made a little over $53,000. That was in 97. Well, that wasn't, to me, that was huge, because I was making $7.10 an hour. My next year was 83,000. Then it jumped to over 100. That is not a brag on me. That is a brag on what this has to offer women. It is not for the exceptional people. It is for those who accept the challenge, and it is for those, God does not call the equipped. He equips the ones he calls. And each of us have got what we need inside of us to do this business. You just got to kick out the fear and track it, set you a goal, and go do it. Whether it's $10 a day, $300 a week, $500 a week, whatever it is, do that, and then you can go and do more.
Yeah. So one thing I want you to think about, all of you on here, I want you to think today, when you think about sharing the opportunity with someone and changing their life, what would your life be like right now had someone not shared it with you? Where would you be today? What would you be doing right now? Think about that, and think about that the next time that you're afraid to offer the opportunity to someone, because the worst thing that can happen is they're going to tell you no. They're going to tell you no. And there's not anything you can do about that. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make them drink. But your responsibility is, I kind of compare it, not this isn't meant to be in a bad way, but it's just like our spiritual relationships with the Lord. We can't make somebody get to know him and go to church, but it is our responsibility to introduce him. So think about the next time that you're afraid to talk to somebody about this. Why would you be afraid to do that? Because if you love what you do, why wouldn't somebody else love it too? And think about the fact that, yeah, well, if somebody wouldn't have offered this to me, where would I be? And think about if you were one of the ones with me that told me no at first. So don't give up on people. Okay. Just show them. And then have a vision board. I want you to have a vision board to where that vision board is burned in your brain, to where you can see it. If you have to put a picture of it in your car, if you have to put it as a background on your phone, envision yourself. If you're a young mother, like I know Stephanie and Liz are both young mothers with little girls, envision what that's going to feel like when you pull up to the school in your pink Cadillac and your daughter gets in, or even your son, because they're proud too. I can tell you, my kids they're proud. So boy or girl, it doesn't matter. If you pull up to the school in a pink Cadillac and they get in, and how that's going to feel. What is that going to feel like? Envision that. Okay, soak that in and know that you got to run the race for that to happen. And you got to believe and you got to have faith. So things like that. If you want to take your family to Disney World, put that on your vision board. Imagine what it's going to feel like running around Disney World knowing that you didn't put it on a credit card, that you paid for it with your Mary Kay. That you can look at your kids and say, I paid for this trip. I worked hard for this trip. And when you're thinking about your one thing, and I'm going to share this delicately because I get this a lot of times in conversations. When you talk about investment, when you talk about, I hear people sometimes when I'm doing the interviews, not the interviews, but I'm doing the follow-ups after somebody joins the company, they tell me, I'm so afraid of going in debt. Like, I'm so afraid of investing in this and going in debt. Investing and in debt are totally different things. Totally different. You cannot think of your inventory on your shelf as debt. You cannot think of when you purchase your inventory that being debt. That is not debt. That is an investment. What restaurant can you walk in that if you wanted hamburger and they say, well, I was kind of afraid to order all that meat because I was afraid nobody would come eat today, and then I'd be stuck with all this meat in the freezer. Well, guess what? They're not going to be able to serve you a hamburger. Tire shop. Think about a tire shop. If you walk into a tire shop and they open up their doors and they don't have any tires on the shelf for you to buy, and you say, I need a new set of tires. And they're like, well, I was kind of afraid to go buy a bunch of them because I was afraid nobody might not buy them. I mean, he's not going to be able to sell you any tires. So it's an investment. So if you are having that struggle, I want you right now to erase that from your fear zone in your brain, because this is not dead. A restaurant, a tire shop, a grocery store, anything like that, it takes 5 to 10 years to get out of the red. 5 to 10 years before they see a profit. And those people really do have to eat peanut butter and jelly for a long time to recover until they get their business going. We don't have that in Mary Kay. You can do a full investment and you can turn it around as fast as you want to. You don't have to wait 5 years. It could take you a few months. It could take you a few years. It depends on how fast you want to go. So I'm going to stop rattling on all that, but I just want you all to erase the fear on whatever it is. If it's talking to people, if it's booking appointments, if it is investing in your business, whatever that might be, let's get rid of the fear. Let's get rid of the fear. So, and I'm preaching to the choir because I have fears too. So, but if somebody didn't introduce me to Mary Kay, I wouldn't be here today. And I would have fear in other things I do. I'd have more fear in motherhood. I'd have more fear in my job. I'd have more fear in almost anything I do. So this gives us courage. So embrace the courage, embrace the opportunity, and know that God does not do anything by mistake. So you're here for a reason. And happy debut. I want, I know. I can't wait for a year from now us to have a 1-year celebration of being a unit and it not be virtual. I want it to be physical. Hopefully whenever the pandemic lifts up a little bit, we can do a physical debut so that we can have people there. Because y'all do deserve that. Everybody's worked really hard. So we have, I know this is the holiday season. We've got 9 days left in the month. So let's do a strong finish. We are in the first part of the momentum. So we're in what's called on the move. So let's have a strong finish to November. And what that's going to take is those 3 things that Kim named. So it's going to take appointments. It's going to take sharing and selling the product. And it's going to take sharing the opportunity. The more we have, the more we have. So let's share. If you need something, remember, you can always reach out to me. I'm pretty good about getting back to my phone during the day, even though I'm at work. When I have breaks, I can check my phone. And then Kim is available during the day when she's not busy, and I'm available in the evenings. So don't hesitate to reach out and reach out to each other, because I know that some of you have gotten really close, and that's good. So compare that to like a family. It's kind of like, when you don't want to go to mama, you can kind of go to your sister. So that's good. That's totally okay that y'all go to one another. I want you to do that. So anything anybody want to add?
I want to say this. Always reach up.
Yes.
Reach up to someone who is where you want to be, or who has achieved the things that you want yourself. We've all had cancellations. We've all had disappointments. Mm-hmm. So don't call another consultant and complain about that.
Yes, please don't do that.
Please don't do that, because, misery loves company. Don't be doing that. Reach up to someone who has been there and can help you somewhere you aspire to be. And there's a place in leadership, if you choose for you in this company. We need good, strong Christian leaders. And so we are on a mission to help women do that. So if that's something you want to do, we're ready to work with you. I love you all, and thank you for giving us your time.
I do too. And Liz, can you save this to where, I guess, well, if you can just post it in the Women of Hope, and then y'all can also post it in your groups, your personal groups. so that people can go back and watch it. Because I know there was some that were supposed to be on here, and they were messaging they were having trouble. So,
So I've already added the link to Women of Hope, my private page, and Stephanie's private page, and into this group. So
Can you do it in Women of Excellence?
I can. I haven't done that yet. But I will post it, and they should be able to just rewatch it on the link.
okay, good deal. Yeah, that way if they missed it, they can go back and just watch it from the beginning to the end, and we can let them know that it's an hour long. I'm looking at the time.
Okay.
All right. So thank you all for your time today.
Thank
Reach out to me,
you.
set your goals and finish hard for November.
I love you all.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
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 Bye.